Kenny Mapanga, our senior reporter, is standing by, where Linda Gxasheka, Kenny, has really spent much of the first day defending her decisions, which are really under scrutiny there, including that controversial decision to give her quite the salary bump.
Indeed. Good morning to you, Ayanda, and to the viewers at home. We expect that Mrs. Linda Gxasheka will be back on the stand, but this time we expect the probing questions, or rather cross-examination, to take place for most of the day, as she is expected to finish her testimony today before the Madlanga Commission. We'll get an understanding as to the extent of which the alleged rot had engulfed the city of Ekurhuleni and what role she may have played as the Ekurhuleni HR head in the city of Ekurhuleni at the time. Now, currently she is on suspension in light of these very serious allegations against her. She's accused of being part of that clique of 3 senior managers that formed a shield for Julius Mkhwanazi that now suspended EMPD Deputy Police Chief, who's accused of running an alleged parallel structure which included an alleged reign of terror within the city of Ekurhuleni, not only in its internal dynamics and structures, but also to the residents as well, or citizens of Ekurhuleni, because you're seeing that that particular alleged parallel structure was also accompanied by a wave of criminality which ranges from truck theft incidents to even murder. That is that of Emmanuel Bense. That is the case that has been discussed quite extensively before the Commission as they measure the extent of the rots within the city of Ekurhuleni. Now, the issues that Linda Gxasheka has to answer to are not that many, but the few that she does have to give a Commission an explanation to are quite material in terms of the alleged role of HR in the city of Ekurhuleni and how that particular structure can be manipulated to serve particular interests. And we are hearing evidence that allegedly there was the usurping of powers, the refusal to let Julius Mkhwanazi accept that charge sheet, and several other incidents that contributed to not only Julius Mkhwanazi's investigation stalling, but that suspension expiring and him being able to return to work, and then of course the subsequent victimization of any of the other individuals such as Ekurhuleni Ngciza, Chief Mapiyeye, and Mr. Revo Spies, who dared to speak out against this particular individual that is being Julius Mkhwanazi. I'm actually hearing behind me, Ayanda, that there is an announcement stating that the Commission is now going to start at 10 a.m. instead of 9:30 a.m. But be that as it may, when the witness does take the stand, those are the issues that she's going to have to answer to. And of course, she's taken a similar approach of not directly dealing with her conduct, but placing it in the framework of being something that was compliant, and that there is the quote-unquote systems of delegations. You often hear that coming up in the evidence of city of Ekurhuleni, and she's attributing the failure to charge Julius Mkhwanazi to her junior, who would have been Ekurhuleni Ngciza at the time. But that runs contrary to the evidence that an environment was created to ensure that internally that particular bid would be impossible. I also find it very interesting that she makes a point to mention that at the time that they were signing off on the suspension letter, that she had concerns about security and that she had fears about Julius Mkhwanazi. Again, I'm not sure that argument assists, because it actually bolsters the argument from the phase 1 witnesses that this person was quote-unquote untouchable, and that people feared acting on this particular individual, which contributes to the kind of conduct you saw taking place at the city of Ekurhuleni. She's also someone who is facing significant risk, not only here at the Madlanga Commission for her alleged role, but she's now on full suspension, meaning that she's also facing an internal probe regarding the allegations relating to the Blue Light saga, and then of course several other incidents where it is alleged that Julius Mkhwanazi and his unit were allegedly committing crimes within the city of Ekurhuleni, and of course the epected report that recommended that they be suspended and charged, and of course how that was ignored amid a slew of allegations. So you're seeing the last piece of the puzzle in terms of the top structure as to whether or not they did act and what informed or motivated the behavior you saw within the city of Ekurhuleni. And again, just the last point, Ayanda, we are seeing that she is bringing up the qualifications issue against Xolani Ngciza. It seems she's not happy with this particular individual, and she's also bringing up the issue of the sexual harassment and coercion case against Chief Mappier. But often what these witnesses do forget is that multiple things can be true at the same time. It may be true that those incidents need to be investigated, or whatever the case may be, but there is also questions that demand answers from her with regards to Julius Mkhwanazi and the failure or perceived failure to act in the face of all of those very serious allegations that paint him as an individual that was running a completely, allegedly unlawful parallel structure within the city of Ekurhuleni, had unit members participating in it, and then of course how that was meted out to the residents of the city of Ekurhuleni. We expect that this testimony, although the issues are small, shouldn't take long, but we do know that when the questioning does take place and the probing gets quite intense before the commission, you can run up into the late hours of Friday evening if the witness is not cooperating with the exercise of getting to the truth of what the plausible events could have been with respect to the city of Ekurhuleni.